Hey, this is John Edwards with Philip Norton. We're going to walk through how to adjust the first hydraulics on a TL10 or TL12 to match the appropriate flow with the appropriate attachment. First, go in and depress the menu button. Go down to the wrench icon, hit the select button. First hydraulics, you want to be on it. If not, scroll, use the down arrow to get to it. Hit the select button. Now then, this is your settings for 1, 2, and 3, which is basically 1 being 100% flow, 2 being 75% flow, and number 3 being 50% flow. If you scroll down using the down arrow button, it will bring up that flow. We mash again and then again, and it brings up the icon. We can select that icon and we can pick what icon we want to go with that flow. For the Alabama DOT units, the first setting for 100% flow will be the cutter symbol, and it will be used for the rotary cutter, the mulcher, and the cold planer. So we've got it selected. We'll hit select. We'll go back out. We will go down arrow to our second flow, which is 75%. We'll go to our icon. That is going to be used for two-way hydraulics for the grapple bucket. We'll run it at 75% flow. We'll use a select button to choose that icon. As you can see, the bucket with the grapple is selected. So that's the icon for the grapple bucket, or an auger, or something else that requires two-way flow. Now we will use the down arrows again, and we will go to the third setting, which is 50% flow, and that's going to be our hammer circuit. You can see we've got it chosen. If we wanted to change it to something else, we would use the down arrow buttons or up arrow buttons to go where we want it. We will hit select, and now that has got that saved. And now we will go back and hit our menu button again and again, and now we're back to our home screen. Now then, we actually have this unit set now for the hammer circuit, which is 50%, which is all the hammer needs. If we were to change the attachment and we wanted to run the mulcher, the cutter, or the cold planer, we would hit the aux button, and we would scroll through and it would pull up the mulcher. If we wanted to go to the next hydraulic function, which would be for the grapple bucket, we'd press that button again and we would hit the grapple bucket. Now let's go to the mulcher cutter selection on this unit, and we're going to change, and we're going to go to the cutter. Now then, to do the cutter, we need to be in one-way flow. We're going to go to the left-hand side of the controls. The one-way flow is the first button on the far right side. We're going to mash it. We're going to mash the detent button, which is the second one, so that you can use the left button on the joystick to activate the hydraulics. And then we're going to hit the high flow hydraulics to give enough flow to run the cutter, the mulcher, or the cold planer. And when all that is done and the lines are hooked up correctly, you will see that the one-way flow is activated, a symbol for the hammer, and the high flow is indicated by the symbol right below it. Now let's suppose we wanted to run the grapple bucket. We would go down and hit the select button for auxiliary hydraulics. You'll see that the grapple icon is lit up. Now we will go over here and we will make sure that the one-way hydraulics is turned off, the detent is turned off, and the high flow is turned off to run the grapple bucket. Now then, we will come back over and you can look at the icon and see what buttons are lit up, and you don't see the one-way flow, nor do you see the high flow hydraulics. Now let's suppose we wanted to run the hammer. We would go back and we would hit the auxiliary hydraulics button. The hammer is lit up. Now we need to go back and we need to hit the one-way hydraulics. That's the only button you need to mash. From there, mashing this button will turn the hydraulics on or off. And that's all you need to run the hammer. Hopefully, this will make things a little bit easier as we run these machines with various attachments.